The other day I was working on the development of Pokemon Unbreakable Ties and I realized that I've been making this game for almost 3 years now. That means more than 1,000 days have passed since I started this project. I realized how the game has been improving over the time and I thought it would be a good idea to share what I've been learning during all this time working on my game. Hello everyone, my name is Samurai, the creator of Pokemon Unbreakable Ties, and today I'm going to show you 7 tips that can be applied if you want to create your own game, whatever it's a Pokemon game or anything else, because most of these tips also can be applied to other types of projects and many other areas of your life. With all that said, remember that you can subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Alright, so let's get into the video. Consistency is essential to move any project forward, no matter what are you working on. People think creating a Pokemon game takes just like a couple of months. Sometimes I post some screenshots of my game on Twitter and people ask like, is it finished already? Why is it taking so long? When will be released or something like this? It's just a Pokemon game. Well, let me show you something that could scare even a goat. Yeah, 7,000 hours in RPG Maker and my game is still not finished. That's why working every day is crucial, because when you work alone in a game you have to create a story, code some functions and scripts, design characters and their roles, create the scenes and events, make maps and tile sets, NPCs and overworlds, battle sprites front and back, and long etc. That's why even if you work every day, game takes a long time and is an insane amount of time to release. And this is not even a game, this is a fun game and some little things are coming with the base, with Pokemon Essentials. However, without the consistency, your game or your project will never see the light. Every great game is born from a central idea. It's not just about making a Pokemon game, but about telling something you're passionate about. It could be a story, a game mechanic, or a feeling that you want to express to your players. That idea will be your guide when things are getting tough. In my case, I've always believed that the bonds Pokemon have with humans are unbreakable no matter what. I show this through a format never seen before in a Pokemon fan game. This style is more closer to an anime, maybe. And one thing I've learned from the success of my game is that being authentic is everything. Being self-critical is essential. Don't get blind and don't fall in love with your project. Accept that you are going to make mistakes and that some parts of your game won't work as you expected. Being honest with yourself allows you to constantly improve instead of getting stuck. When I started Pokemon Unbreakable Ties, I thought everything was fine. However, someone with more experience played it. It was like the beta one. I made it in 1 month and a half, I guess, and it was like 4 hours of game. And when it was played by this guy, I released the mistakes I made. Rather than discouraging me, it helped me to see my project from another perspective and pushed me to improve many aspects of my game. For example, Elena, the creator of Pokemon Relidea and Pokemon Reminiscencia, told me the story was great, but the graphics were awful. When someone big tells you what you can improve, it hits much harder than when, I don't know, Pepito12345 on Twitter says it. And that's important because it brings us to the next point. I guess that observing the best people is one of the most important things. Observe the developers you admire, analyze their games and absorb their best practices. Seeing how others solve creative and technical problems will save you a lot of time and maybe frustration. You have to understand that there will be always someone better than you in some aspects of your project. In my case, since my weak point was graphics. I played some fun games with outstanding visual quality like Pokemon Atlas or Pokemon Beryllo, and was actually really useful to understand how to make some pixel art or how to create better tiles and this kind of things. Maybe to structure routes also. There's a lot of things I learned from observe and playing some other games that are actually better than mine. Improving is really cool. Even if you only move forward a little each day, those small steps will bring you closer to your goal and keep you motivated to keep going. This is what prevents to get stuck and is one of the keys to have consistency. Although this factor might not seem really important, it helps you to maintain several of your previous points. Surround yourself with people who are also creating, learning, or supporting your dreams. It's really useful. When you see your cycle is working, it's much easier to stay working in your project. Mutual inspiration and support are much more important than you think. Distance yourself from what holds you back and surround yourself with people who work, improve, and follow the same path as you. In my case, we have a Discord group where almost every day we are connected and working on our projects. Most of them are working on their own Pokemon fan game. I don't know, for example, there's Pokemon Shards, Pokemon Royal. There are so many, and it's really cool because you see how they are improving also, and it makes you to get better too. And this is, for me, the most important advice maybe. It's very easy to get stuck planning on perfecting everything in your head, but the truth is nothing moves forward without action. Of course, there's time to reflect and adjust things, but if you overdo it, you become paralyzed, and that's really dangerous because you might end up disconnecting with your own project. Take the first step even if it's not perfect, because the reality is it will never be perfect. Once you have created something, you will have to modify or improve if it doesn't fit what you were thinking that was right. Sometimes I get stuck and I say, okay, I need to make like a route, but I don't know how to make it, so I just let my creative section in my head to start working, and maybe it takes like 12 hours on make it, but at least it's done. And maybe I have to change something, but at least, yeah, it's done. The reality is that it's better to have something done even than having nothing. And well, that would be all. I don't think you need to follow these guidelines to the letter, but I believe this is what has allowed me to spend over 1,000 consecutive days creating my own project. As you saw, this is more abstract tips, and it's not only focused on Pokemon projects. It can be used for another projects or whatever you want to do. If you think I've missed an important point, or if you think I'm wrong about something, please, I want to read your comments. Remember that art is not created overnight, and the most rewarding and special thing about having a long-term project is the journey you take with it. If you like this video or found it helpful, consider to leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. A huge hug to everyone, and see you in the next video!